Hey there, welcome to I'm Building a Canoe, episode 6. This is part 2 in planking the hull. So as you can see over my shoulder, it is now complete. Stay tuned, make sure you watch to the end to see the whiskey plank celebration, and I hope you enjoy.
I picked up where I left off, adding glue, strips, and clamps, and repeated on this left side. I also started adding planks to extend the shear line down both sides at each end. I could now start adding some more strips to the right side to bring up to meet at the point. And then back to the left to start filling it some more. I was trucking along pretty good at this point. It would take about 7 to 10 minutes per plank. So about every 2 hours, once glue had set, I'd go on to the next one. I had to start getting creative with the clamps because there wasn't enough room at the ends to get the squeeze clamps in. I was able to turn the trigger clamps around and use them to push against instead of squeeze, and then also cut some small blocks to wedge in against that plank.
All right, as you can see, I am halfway across now to the center. Next step is to snap a chalk line and cut that so I can start filling in from the other side. Let's do it.
I put a nail in the center of the station mold 0 and then snap that line down to a mark I had made at each end. I found the reciprocating saw with a fine tooth blade worked really well to cut this off and get a pretty straight line. Using my Micro Veritas hand plane, I was able to straighten those lines out. As I started to fill in the other side, each piece needed to be cut at an angle to meet the center line. At first this wasn't too difficult because I was still putting pieces together and could cut the scarf joint to make them meet up. Now the strips were getting shorter and one strip was long enough to cover, which meant I had to get both ends just right, which took a lot of repetitive cutting, testing, before I could glue it into place. The last couple strips might have been the most difficult, to get them to wedge in, bend out in the shape without snapping them. To prep for the final plank, I used a chisel and cut off the grooves so that this would be a nice square edge for both to fall into place. For the whiskey plank, I just centered it over the hole and then marked with a pencil from underneath. This gave me a line that I could work down towards with the hand plane. What I accomplished here in about a minute sped up took about 25 minutes in real time. After many test fits, working from both sides to make sure I was as close as I could without any gaps, I finally was happy with this and ready to add the glue.
All right, final step, adding the whiskey plank. Here we go. Cheers.
If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for new video notifications, like, comment, and share. There's also a link below to any tools or products used during this video.